Philanthropy Together is building a thriving movement of collective giving. We're a field catalyzer on a mission to democratize and diversify philanthropy.
Philanthropy Together is like an older sister or a good friend. It's somebody who cheers you on.
Philanthropy Together is an innovation lab.
The convener.
It's a resource for best practices.
A good partner.
Philanthropy Together is radical.
Inspirational.
Accessible. Force multiplier in the world of collaborative giving.
It is the thing that is holding us together.
Philanthropy Together is love.
Collective giving is as old as humanity itself. For generations, people have come together to pool resources for their families, for their neighbors, and their communities.
In 2017, we realized that there was not a place to convene people that were part of the collective giving movement in the US.
Philanthropy Together was a seed idea of more than 100 people. I had the pleasure of writing the sticky note that said, should we build a backbone infrastructure organization?
We got together for many months to really think about what an infrastructure hub organization to support the collective giving movement globally might look like.
Do we need a website? Do we need an event? Do we need just a few calls every couple of months?
Sara and I would literally spend all day on Slack together building out our programming. And it wasn't just us. There were so many members within the broader network that we had built.
Oh my God, I remember the early days, the energy, the joy, the laughter. It made me feel alive.
We decided on 4 strategic focus areas. So we have showcase, scale, strengthen, and sustain. And showcase and scale are to bring new people into the collective giving movement. And then for strengthen and sustain is how do we support the existing movement. That first few months that were going to be just like the planning and the preparation of the programming, we decided, okay, we need to move and we need to move fast. We launched on April 1st of 2020, 2 weeks after the pandemic started. Because of the pandemic, because we were all living in this, digital world, there were no geographic barriers anymore. So at that moment, we decided to say, okay, we're not just going to be US-based, we're going to be a global initiative.
COVID actually unlocked so much for us. So many more people wanted to get involved. They were asking, what is mine to give in this moment? How can I give back? Folks coming together from Community Investment Network, Latino Community Foundation, Amplifier, and others giving their programming, their knowledge, and together we made the first program, our flagship, Launchpad.
Launchpad is an incubator for giving circles. It's really, a set of tools and everything that someone would need to start a giving circle.
Launchpad was the foundation for Circle for Good. Circle for Good is Power's $3 million commitment to the local communities surrounding 21 of Power's offices. We wouldn't have been able to have as an effective program if we hadn't started with Launchpad. There was a lot of unknowns. I had only ever heard the word giving circle. I had never gone deeper than that. After going through Launchpad and being able to sit with Taisha, who made the session so fun, so digestible, and communal, I was so grateful for that opportunity.
Philanthropy Together has been able to shine a huge spotlight on the collective giving movement. We've had more than 1 billion media impressions about this model. We're able to break through and talk about a different form of democratic, joyous, intentional grant making. One of the most exciting moments talking about media was when TED reached out to have us write a TED Talk.
The TED Talk was a beautiful surprise. The key message was that you don't have to be a millionaire or a billionaire to be part of philanthropy. Giving with an abundance of heart and of spirit, we can all be radically generous in so many ways beyond just money.
Sara's TED Talk was absolutely inspirational. The concepts that she's talking about were so simple and so human that it was a wake-up call of what's possible inside of communities and when we are able to bring people together.
One of the biggest projects we knew we had to undertake was an additional landscape research around collective giving in the US.
The In Abundance report provided the field with data-backed insights to show findings like the collective giving movement is growing tremendously. There are more diverse voices represented, that members are benefiting personally and professionally by participating, and that society as a whole has more civically engaged citizens as a result of their participation. And the list of findings goes on.
Compared to 2016, where there were 1,600 giving circles and having moved 1.3 billion over 20 years, in 2024, we found that there were 370,000 individuals who have collectively moved $3.1 billion in just 6 years across 4,000 groups.
When you look at the census data that came from the In Abundance research and you see how big this movement is, I mean, it's incredibly inspiring.
Something that has been unexpected and super exciting is how other countries are, using this model, the Giving Circle model, to just grow philanthropy in their own countries.
I first get involved in Philanthropy Together through our host, the Shanghai United Foundation Giving Circle gathering. I think Sara's word at China's summit really give inspirations to China's Giving Circle leaders. My feeling is we are not alone. We are in the right path of this global movement. We can work together to build a better world.
In the beginning, Philanthropy Together was laser focused on giving circles, but even after a few years, we realized how much bigger the collective and collaborative giving universe was. And so we broadened our focus to also include ways of bringing together collaborative fund leaders from all around the world for trainings and convenings and support.
Philanthropy Together is elevating the impactful role that collaborative funds play with mainstream philanthropy. They've gotten us opportunities to be published in Ms. Magazine and other sources so that others can learn about us. They've really upped our game in terms of just amplifying our brand and our impact.
For the collaborative fund ecosystem, we've been able to do so much in just a few years. Through the Global Summit of Collaborative Funds, we brought together hundreds of collaborative funds around the world to engage in shared learning and best practice around how to strengthen the model and do their work better.
I have to say it was very, very heartening to find kindred spirits and be able to be in a space where we could trade notes and share strategies and learn from each other.
I think Philanthropy Together has changed the game because it has shown us that all across this country and all across the world, there are pockets of people gathering together, doing something in their local communities, taking action.
When I think about changing how we see this movement, changing the narrative around who is a philanthropist, changing the narrative about community-based organizations, those are things we're able to do because we've come together towards that collective North Star.
Infrastructure is incredibly important, and now collective givers have a piece of infrastructure within the philanthropic infrastructure. I'm super proud that it exists in the world.
Philanthropy Together offers so many different ways for you to be involved. You can sit through sessions like Launchpad and really learn a step-by-step process. You can come along with a community of practice. Those are the spaces where you are actually applying what you're learning. And then also they offer you spaces to lead. I've spoken on panels before and really talked about my experiences in equity in philanthropy.
Philanthropy Together's biggest impact on the collective and collaborative giving movement isn't any single program or statistic I could share, but it's how we've brought together an entire movement of individuals and organizations all around the world to envision a brighter path forward.
our biggest impact has been igniting all these people and just sharing with others the power that the existing movement has had and inviting others to be part of this movement with us.
When I think about Philanthropy Together's legacy, I think about a quote from Maya Angelou, which is, at the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or did, they will remember how you made them feel. I've had belly-grabbing laughs with our staff. I've shed tears with our brain trusts, and I've shared meals with participants in our programs, as well as grantee partners. I've embraced funders with hugs. Folks in this movement know what the spirit of this organization is. And at the end of the day, joy and love is what Philanthropy Together will be remembered for.